Welcome to another day working on the new workshop build. Up until this point, we have our site graded, our layout lines, batter boards were done, our footers were dug, our concrete tube forms are put in place, plumbed up, and last night, using my laser level, I put marks on all of these to indicate the point where I need to cut them to make them all level and at the correct height. Today, I'm continuing that work. I'm going to use my tape measure, hook it on the top of these tube forms and measure down to the marks that I made last night with the laser level and get whatever number that is. We'll say 14 inches. Then I will go on that same tube, measure down 14, put a mark. Mark, 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 all the way around the diameter of that tube. Then I can connect the dots and cut it off right there in line and end up perfect. At least that's the thought. That is the intention, but let's see if we can make it happen. Alright, starting high and dry, this is the tallest one. Measure from the top down, and we are at 7 7/8. So now I take my pencil and just transfer that all around this tube. There we go. I remembered I had a tool that would be so helpful in drawing these lines. This is a drywall square, T-square, but it's got notches cut out at, I believe, 1/8 inch increments, where you just put your pencil in there and drag it and it draws a line. So as long as our measurements line up with one of these marks, this is going to make life so much easier. Look at how easy life is. Awesome sauce. Worth its weight in gold. Okie dokie. We're done putting the lines around all the tubes, and the ones that the T-square was long enough to work for went so much faster than the ones that were longer than the T-square, and I had to put the dotted lines. I think I'm going to use the jigsaw or the sawzall, one or the other, and just lop them off. So let's get to it. La 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 la. Yeah. Got skills wrecking meals. Alright, we're inside the carport. I've got some 1/2 inch rebar or number 4 rebar. I'm going to be measuring it and cutting it to lengths to go put in our tubes when it comes time to concrete. I'm going to be using my sawzall and a Torch brand carbide teeth blade. It's a Milwaukee brand Torch model. This is a really good blade, but so are Diablo carbide. So if you don't have a side grinder or a need for one doing projects like this, but you have a sawzall or reciprocating saw, these kind of blades work really good. Super quick, maybe 15 seconds or so. So definitely worth, I mean, less than 10 bucks. And these blades last a good long while. This is why you don't take down your batter boards and you keep your string lines handy, because I'm pulling these back out so that we have them in place to line up our concrete anchors, or rather, I guess the anchors and brackets that go from concrete to wood beam. String line is my center line. So it's the reason why you leave this stuff in place. I have all of my tools, equipment, and materials right here set up for Concrete Palooza. So I have our tractor with a pallet of concrete bags right here. Next to it is my water hose. Then we have our concrete mixer. We have a box fan or an outdoor fan that its purpose is to blow the concrete dust away, so it's not in this area. Try and be a little bit safer and cleaner on the lungs. I've also got a wheelbarrow, a shovel, pre-cut pieces of rebar, and my concrete brackets that go from concrete footers to my beams. The mixer holds about 2 or 3 bags of 60-pound concrete at a time. I'll mix it up using the water hose, get that going good on a nice little slurry mixture, dump it in the wheelbarrow, take the wheelbarrow over to my footer, start shoveling it in. When it gets about halfway full, then I'm going to put down 2 pieces of 1/2-inch diameter rebar. Otherwise, that's the overall process. So sit back, enjoy, and I'm just going to start slinging some bags, pouring some slops, and doing what I can do the best I can do it. Here. Put that in there. Not on the concrete. Okay, concrete is in the tube. We have poked it and got out all the air bubbles that we can. Now I'm going to stick the rebar down. Use this other piece to push it in a little ways. Alright, and then this one's going to go here. And then we'll work it down a little bit more. And now I want to let this sit for a little bit before I start floating and screeding off the top. I just like to give myself some time. I don't know if it makes a difference or not. So this is staying like it is. We're going to fill up the next one while we wait. Took that in the face, not the money maker. I messed this up, we're just ruined. As you can see, I've got something kind of interesting in my hands. Yes, this looks like rebar. Yes, it is rebar, and yes, it is pink. This is fiberglass rebar. It is just as strong and durable as steel rebar, but they also advertise it being better because it will not corrode or rust. It's fiberglass. So I figured, hey, 40 cents more for a 10-foot stick of this versus a 10-foot stick of the steel. Yeah, we'll take a risk on some pink bar. Why not? Add a little, I don't know, pizzazz to the foundation of the workshop. So I need to cut me a couple of sticks at 2 feet long. I'm going to use the same Sawzall blade, same carbide tooth blade as I used for the steel rebar, but I expect this one to cut a lot quicker. That's so much better. Awesome. I'm already a fan. Not to mention it's really lightweight and it doesn't turn your hands horribly rusty black. Like anybody who's picked up rebar at a store, you instantly regret not wearing gloves. You don't have the problem with this. So I'm a fan of this right here. This is cool. Normally you would not want to do that with steel rebar because you could bring rust and corrosion up from the ground into your footer, but with fiberglass, not a worry. So that's nice. I was able to pin these down below the surface and just keep on going. So I think I might be converted to pink rebar. So after using the reciprocating saw to get the bubbles out, I put one last half scoop of cement on here, and now I'm floating it and screeding it off, getting it as flat as possible. You're still going to notice as I screed it off, it still raises back up. That's the surface tension of the concrete in the water, so it is what it is. Just try and get it as smooth as you can, and move on to the next one. The next thing I'll show you guys is setting our concrete brackets though. That's coming up next. Here's a look at the brackets that we're going to be sitting in our concrete. This is a Simpson bracket designed to be set, wet set in concrete, and have your beam rest on top, and this is what attaches to your wood framing member. So the little ripples go down in the concrete. What we have also done to save ourselves a little bit of sanity, we've measured and marked in red the dead center line of these. That way we can fish it under our string line, position it in place, and leave it, and it should be good. So I've reached the glorious moment of being done with all of the concrete mixing, all of the concrete pouring. I have floated and screeded off my forms. My piers have been sitting for about 10 minutes, some of them 15 minutes or so. So they have firmed up enough where I'm ready to install my beam to concrete brackets, line it up with my string line, and just walk away. The last one. There we have it. The foundation of the new shop is done. It looks great, fantastic. Is it perfect? No. Is it functional, safe, sturdy, and proper? Yes. Am I happy? Oh yeah. Coming up next will be beam framing. Beams going on top of these guys, and then floor framing, and things hopefully will just move so much faster. Because framing is fast, foundation work, not so much. If you guys got a question about anything shown in the video here, or if you have not seen the other videos, check a link down below. There's a playlist. Otherwise, leave your comment below, and I'll see you guys next time on the build, which will probably be busting out some beams. See ya.